The arena floor trembled as Raxer prowled across the scorched metal, his 6 legs creating a rhythm of doom that echoed through the galactic coliseum. Standing nearly 12 feet tall at the shoulder, his crystalline scales caught the harsh overhead lights and scattered them into 1,000 cutting fragments of color. 3 rows of razor teeth lined his elongated maw, and his 4 eyes, each the size of a human head, burned with an intelligence that unnerved even the most seasoned warriors. The Vrex had bred Raxer specifically for one purpose: annihilation. Across 17 star systems, he had never been defeated. 43 champions had entered his arena. None had left alive. Commander Velthar of the Vrex Empire stood in the observation deck, his chitinous face twisted into what passed for a smile among his kind. "The humans think they can negotiate?" His translator crackled with amusement. "Let them send their best warrior. Raxer will show them the futility of their resistance." But when the entrance gate hissed open, no warrior emerged. Instead, a small figure walked into the arena, her steps hesitant but steady. Kaylin couldn't have been more than 7 years old by human standards. Her dark hair was pulled back in a simple braid, and she wore nothing but a plain gray tunic and worn boots. No armor, no weapons, no fear in her eyes, only curiosity. The crowd of alien dignitaries erupted in confusion. The humans had gone mad. They'd sent a child to face the unkillable Warbeast. Velthar's mandibles clicked rapidly. What is the meaning of this? Is this some kind of joke? Ambassador Chen's voice came through the comm system, calm and measured. "No joke, Commander. We're demonstrating something your species has never understood about humanity. You may proceed whenever you're ready." Raxer had already locked onto the small figure. His nostrils flared, sampling her scent. Human. Young. Weak. Prey. He began his advance, each step deliberate and predatory. The vibrations traveled through the floor and up through Kaylin's small frame. But she didn't run. She didn't even flinch. The Warbeast circled her, his hot breath washing over her like a furnace wind. His lips peeled back, revealing those terrible teeth. A low growl built in his chest, a sound that had been the last thing so many warriors had heard before darkness claimed them. Kaylin tilted her head, studying him with the same intensity he studied her. She noticed the scars beneath his scales, the way his right foreleg bore more weight than it should, compensating for an old injury that had never properly healed. She saw the intelligence in those 4 burning eyes and something else, something the warriors had been too focused on survival to notice. Loneliness. Raxer lunged. The crowd gasped. Velthar leaned forward in anticipation, but Kaylin didn't move. She simply raised one small hand, palm out, and spoke a single word with absolute certainty. "Stay." The Warbeast's massive form froze mid-strike, his jaws mere inches from the child's face. His claws had torn furrows in the metal floor where he'd stopped his momentum. For a long moment, nothing in the arena moved. Even the air seemed to hold its breath. Slowly, impossibly, Raxer lowered himself. His legs folded beneath him until his enormous head was level with the tiny human. Kaylin took a step forward and placed her hand on his snout, right between those 4 glowing eyes. His scales were warm beneath her palm, humming with barely contained power. "You're tired, aren't you?" she whispered, her voice carrying in the stunned silence of the arena. "You don't want to fight anymore." A sound emerged from Raxer's chest, not a growl, but something softer. Something that might have been a whimper if such a massive creature could make such a sound. His eyes, which had burned with fury and rage for so many years, dimmed to a gentle amber glow. Velthar exploded from his seat. "Impossible. This is some kind of trick, some human technology." "No technology," Ambassador Chen replied. "Just something humans have been doing for 30,000 years. We call it domestication, but it's more than that. It's understanding. It's compassion. Every creature you've bred for war, every beast you've turned into a weapon has been something we've learned to befriend. Dogs were once wolves. Horses were once wild and untamed. Even the cats that sleep in our homes once hunted in the wilderness." Kaylin was stroking Raxer's head now, her small fingers tracing the patterns in his crystalline scales. The Warbeast had closed 2 of his 4 eyes, leaning into her touch like a creature starved for kindness. "The difference between your empire and ours," Chen continued, "isn't technology or military might. It's this: you see only tools and weapons. We see potential friends. You create fear. We create bonds. The child continued to speak softly to Raxor, words the microphones couldn't quite catch. But whatever she said, the effect was clear. The most fearsome warbeast in the known galaxy had placed his massive head in her lap and was making sounds of contentment that no one had ever heard from him before. Velthar stared at the scene below, his compound eyes struggling to process what they were witnessing. In 17 seconds, a human child had accomplished what entire armies could not. She hadn't defeated Raxor. She had given him something he'd never had. Choice. "We're not asking you to surrender," Chen said quietly. "We're asking you to reconsider what you think you know about strength. Real power isn't domination. It's the ability to turn an enemy into a friend with a single word." In the arena below, Kalen looked up at the observation deck and smiled. Beside her, Raxor, the unkillable, the unstoppable, the bane of champions, had rolled onto his side like an oversized puppy, all 6 legs in the air, waiting for belly rubs. The war ended 3 months later, not with weapons or threats, but with an exchange program. Human children, it turned out, had a gift for befriending the unbefriendable. Within a year, the Vrex warbeasts had become the Vrex companions, and both species were better for it. And it all started with one small human, one massive beast, and one simple word: stay.